Welcome into Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Appreciate you joining us. Today's show is presented by Aura, the all-in-one digital safety company. We'll tell you more about what they do coming up later in the show. You can sign up now for a free 14-day trial at aura.com/chatsports. On today's show, I have 5 bold predictions as we are getting oh so close to Seattle Seahawks Training Camp. And I got to tell you, I think I am going to get you a little excited, maybe a little frustrated, everything in between in today's bold predictions. Before we get to those, though, it is the last day of the month, in June. And all month long here at Chat Sports, we've been doing a like challenge, competing with all the other channels. And so I got to hear from you guys. I need you to represent one more final time, like today's video. Let's get to at least 500 likes. Hold our own, go out strong to finish out the month of June and lay out everything on the line for this like challenge before it all wraps up here. Like today's video so we can represent and finish out strong. All right, so number one on my breakout candidates for 2022, these predictions. Now, it starts with Baker Mayfield ending up in Seattle, as I don't think at this point would be a big surprise. The surprise would be if Baker Mayfield wins Comeback Player of the Year, which I have happening. Now, I know you may be saying, hold the phone. He's not even a Seahawk just yet, okay? Now you have him winning Comeback Player of the Year? Yes, I do, and here's why. Baker Mayfield, he plays better when he has a chip on his shoulder. You go back to his college days, to the early years we've seen him in the NFL, throughout every season, he has been at his best when he's had something to prove. A 2-time walk-on at Texas Tech and at Oklahoma. Went on to win a Heisman Trophy, play in the college football playoff. Takes over in Cleveland after they had a winless season, leads them to their first playoff win since 1994. And now we circle back to this situation of Baker Mayfield likely headed to Seattle after the Browns lied to him and then said they wanted an adult in the room and they replaced him with Deshaun Watson. You better believe that Baker Mayfield's going to have something to prove in 2022, whether it's with Seattle or whoever it may be. Now, the numbers for Baker Mayfield, it's been up and down the last 4 years. And not only in the case of Baker Mayfield are we looking at a guy that has something to prove by the way he was disrespected by the Cleveland Browns, but he has something to prove to himself. Coming off a 17-touchdown, 13-interception season with a completion percentage just above 60%, he has got a lot to play for. He's on that 5th-year option. He wants to get paid. So, with that said, you've heard me say it, not only will Baker end up in Seattle, but he wins Comeback Player of the Year in the process. What do you guys think? If Baker Mayfield ultimately ends up with the Seattle Seahawks, our pinned comment today, if that happens, will he be successful? Would that work out? If so, like today's video. If you don't think that would work out, if you think that's a bad idea, then go ahead and comment and tell me why. You're about to get an ad break. Take advantage of it while the ad's playing. Let me know one way or the other. Like the video if Baker would be a success in Seattle. If not, tell me why. Number 2 on our countdown today, Geno Smith gets cut. Now, I know that might catch some people off guard. Sounds a little crazy, but hear me out on this. Look, I get it. Geno Smith right now is getting first-team reps. But we've seen that doesn't guarantee a damn thing. I mean, Cam Newton was getting first-team reps at this time last year for the New England Patriots, and he got cut. If the Seahawks caught Geno Smith, that would save them $3 million against the cap. He's still facing a potential 3-game suspension for the DUI arrest he had back in January. So you don't know if he would even be available to start the season. And then on top of that, if you bring in Baker Mayfield, or another quarterback for that matter, you're likely only going to keep 2 quarterbacks on the active roster to begin with. Somebody's got to go. You don't make a trade involving Drew Lock with the idea that he's going to be cut months later. I think that if somebody's going to be pushed out, Geno Smith would be the casualty in this case. He would be the cap casualty that you would have to move on from. So To me, this is the one that makes sense. He would be the oldest of the three quarterbacks. I get that he knows the system, but it feels like a placeholder situation. This is not a long-term solution to ride with Geno Smith at this point. So, would you guys, what do you think? Will the Seahawks cut Geno Smith? What would you do? Do you think it's going to happen? Let me know in the comment section. C for cut, K for keep. More on Geno Smith in just a second. But I want to hear from you guys. C for cut, K for keep. What will the Seahawks do with Geno? Now, here are some statistics. You go back to Geno's time. The 2 full years he had as a starter with the New York Jets were nothing to write home about. His first season, just over 3,000 yards, 8-8 record, not great, 21 interceptions. Second season, not too hot either. 13 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, and a 3-10 record. Not great for Geno Smith that time that he had with the New York Jets. I know a lot has gone on since then, but I got to tell you, if Geno Smith is your guy to start the season, you're already behind the 8 ball. You're in trouble, folks. So I don't see Geno Smith being the answer necessarily for the Seahawks, and very well gets cut at the end of the day if Baker Mayfield's going to come to town. Number 3 on our countdown today, DK Metcalf not only gets an extension, but I think we're looking at DK Metcalf having an all-pro season in 2022. He's been really good in the first 3 seasons of his career, but I think we're looking at him taking another step up. I'll explain why in 1 second, but before we do, today's show is presented by Chat Sports' newest partner, Aura, the all-in-one digital safety company that provides financial fraud protection, identity theft protection, online and device security, and the best part about it, they're going to protect you and your loved ones, up to 5 people. You know, I had a situation a couple years ago where I went to one of the major box stores. My card was compromised. Didn't find out till months after the fact. If I would have had Aura, would have found out right away. So you know what I did last week? I signed up for Aura so I could take care of me and everyone else I love too. You can do it, and here's what I'm going to do for you. Just for my Seahawks Today viewers, you are going to get the opportunity for a free 14-day trial if you sign up right now at aura.com/chatsports. Free 14-day trial now at aura.com/chatsports, the all-in-one digital safety company for the whole family. DK Metcalf. Now, earlier this week, got a report from ESPN's Jeremy Fowler that the Seahawks are aiming to get a deal done around training camp. DK still is a Seahawk through and through. He said nothing but positive things. That deal seems to be likely. But the other part of it as far as the all-pro aspect with this, and you may be saying to yourself, well, wait, whoever's going to play quarterback is likely not going to be as good as Russell Wilson was last year. How does DK's numbers go up? Let me explain how that works. You have a 6'4", 235-pound wide receiver. Okay? That's going to provide a safety net for a new starting quarterback. Let me put it to you this way. If I'm the new guy coming into town, Baker, Geno, Drew Lock, I don't care. If I'm trying to figure out this offense, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to throw to the 6'4", 235-pound receiver. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out. You don't have to know anything about football to know that. So, yes, to me, that's where it makes sense. He's already shown signs that he can be at the elite level. 2020 was the second-team All-Pro. That season, 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns. 2021, last year, a career-high 12 touchdowns. I'm telling you, there's still room for DK Metcalf. It is going to go up for him. I can tell you that much right now. Now, looking at the highest-paid receivers in the league, what that money would look like for DK Metcalf, I think it's around the A.J. Brown range. Their numbers very similar. I don't see him getting that Tyreek Hill or Devontae Adams money. And I do see him getting paid more than Terry McLaurin and DJ Moore did. I think that $25 million range sounds just about right. Seahawks have some limits when it comes to cap space right now, so that would be very favorable to them if they can get him signed at $25 million. Now, want to hear from you guys. Will DK Metcalf be an all-pro player in 2022? Type Y for yes, type in for no. Let me know one way or the other if that is going to happen, if we're going to see a big year from DK Metcalf. Y for yes, in for no. We're covering this team like no one else is here on Seahawks Today. So if you're not already subscribed, Go ahead and subscribe now. Tell all your friends. Make sure they're watching Seahawks Today for daily Seattle Seahawks content on YouTube. Turn on those notifications as well. It's youtube.com/SeahawksTV, youtube.com/SeahawksTV to subscribe today. All right, two more for you. Number 4 on our countdown. Jordyn Brooks, I think, is going to lead the NFL in tackles this upcoming season. Now, you look at Jordyn Brooks, and last year was very impressive. Second year in the NFL and was second in the league in tackles, 184 to be exact. Now, that's a high number to get to again. It's going to need to be around that range if he's going to lead the league in tackles. But you look at it, a year of more experience, he's now the new defensive play caller. He'll be calling the shots, replacing Bobby Wagner. He is going to be dependent upon more now than ever before. Pro Football Focus this week called him young and ascending. We have not seen his best football yet. And so for me, that's what I look at with Jordyn Brooks, is someone is going to have to pick up the load a bit. He's already been good, but there's more work to be done. Watch out, Jordyn Brooks. I think he gets it done. I think he leads the league in tackles this year. Prediction time, over or under 180 tackles for Jordyn Brooks in 2022. It's a high number. I know that, but let me know one way or the other. O for over, U for under, if Jordyn Brooks can eclipse 180 tackles this year. Our final prediction before we go today, I have the Seahawks spoiling Russell Wilson's return to Seattle. Week 1, Monday Night Football, they're in Seattle. It's going to be a great night. And this Broncos team is going to be coming in heavily motivated. Russell Wilson, one of the biggest games of his career, one of the biggest regular season games of his career. But this Seahawks team has something to prove as they begin this next chapter. Everybody's talking about a rebuild and all these things here. How about all those defensive players that never got the chance to actually hit Russell Wilson in practice? What an opportunity they have now in this one. I got to tell you, it's going to be rocking. Lumen Field is going to be on fire. I think the Seahawks can get it done. I think they can pull this off week 1. So there you have it. That is my bold predictions for 2022. If you made it to the end of today's show, show us some love and like today's video. Thanks for joining us here on Seahawks Today.